does have connection to nursing home.
Okay.
No,
Hey, you know, look
I'm
down
not,
at Joe.
he's not eligible, you're not fine.
Okay.
Well, the closest I've gotten is mayor from time to time brings up, you want nursing home. He told me actually need, so, or he turned himself into like a schmuck, so this is not good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not good for an old person to turn himself into a schmuck,
Right.
yeah. It's just,
I'm going back a little bit Chazorah on the Dine Chazorah, and then we'll go. I want to finish the Simon till Bemis.
Pretty sure that is, I was thinking, Judah is very smart, the way she's thinking, or the question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
The question.
what page?
No, now I'm thinking how she's thinking.
What page?
But,
What page?
Page Kuf Cafe. That's a good question.
The question is good, yeah. It's a learning. I could see why she came up with this question.
Okay, it's a good question. The answer is
Okay,
it has to have the original Chamimas. Ever since you said it right away, that the Kivegi is alumnus, that the original Chamimas is there, so like Pokashem Bishal Minag.
In the Havaman, like what
Right.
you're thinking. Yes, she's right.
Yeah. Okay, page Kuf Cafe. Mashka Maboike, a person gets up in the morning, Vero Shekdich Tafshiloi, the Tafshil is born. Shebekdeira, Shalpi Akira, Shena Grufa Ktuma, Shishala Beachad, Mahadar Kaheta, Shena Bola Maila. He left the Beata, the marshal. We passed him like Hananya, and it was already a Michael Ben Drusoi, so he doesn't have to have Grufa Ktuma. But right now, the Kededa is starting to burn. It's starting to be Makdiach Tafshiloi. And he's worried. And Yokdiach said it's going to get worse. So Yochel said, "Akadera Makira." He takes the kedera off the kida. Laniach kedera yeshon mekonas al pi akida, and he could take an empty kedera and put it on the kida. Only kedera chadosha. The time she's born with some tough base because a kedera chadosha that would be like makabe patish putting it on the fire. But a kedera yeshon you could put. V'oz yosam a kedera shatav shal b'toicha al gabe kedera dekonas. ואין כניסה במה שמר זה בשבס לקיר שאין גלוף וכתומת כימה שכדי לקונס התמס בקיר תחת הכדי שבתאפשל בתוך הרי זה כגרוף וכתומת. We consider that the kedera dekonis is the kiddush really is the din. This is the sif gimel shalor chanish gimel from the Rishonim that goes smart. The kiddush l'chayda here is pashat. You would think you have to make a blech before Shabbos.
You can do it on Shabbos.
Kamashmalan even on Shabbos.
If it's an old one, you could do it on Shabbos.
Yeah, good. V'chein, the Alter Rebbe is moiser. Page Kuf Cafe. What a little tafshel b'Shabbos. Al pi kederis chamer atmor al gabe aish. That a person is allowed to take a tafshel b'Shabbos and put it on a pot which is on the aish. Afa b'shayat zeledisha. Vein choshim lechita b'gecholim. Even shakadei mafsekes. Bein a tafshel zeh legecholim. Because the kedera is mafsek between the tafshel and the gecholim. So therefore, this is like Gurufa Ketuma. And there's no chashash of
it. Being out and over these days. So we don't have it.
The very shabbat. In every pot, this is the babshi pan. This is mamish the babshi pan.
Oh, this is the, okay.
This is the babshi pan. He wants to put, there is a kedera, stamin atmon al gabe eish. It's very hot. But still, we're allowed to put food there. And we say no, because the kedera itself is mafsik. And that's considered, the kedera itself is a blech. I feel him, he said, even if he alaf kisaranis, he took the tafshel off the kirim and boyd yoim. Although you bedai telach zira. Inichel gabi karkin, I feel upon home kedera lak data, I feel tafshel yoshim and it's down like gamri. Elu shabin yashaim by bish. The only thing is that this is talking about a case where there's no bishul could go in.
It's dry.
Shem by morak, shaf shem kol achid meilu oslach zira b'shavas afil akabe gida agrufu k'toma. Even though in all these cases you're not allowed to put it on a kira. Why? Even though it's gruf k'toma says no the chash chitu, it's a different issue. Because it's needed k'mavashal b'Shabbos. Now he's putting it on the kedera. That's not called nida k'mavashal lechatchila. Lefi she'ein derech bishul bekach. There's not derech bishul bekach.
Nobody cook with the blech.
No one's going to take and put a pot full of food and start
On top
cooking
of
on
it,
top of
start
it.
cooking. Nobody.
So I'll take a pot with cholent and put a frying pan on top of it, spray it with a little pan.
Nobody do it.
No one does it that way. So therefore, the pot itself is like a blech, so it's no shashchitu. And because it's ein derech lavashel b'kach, it's not needed k'mavashel b'Shabbos. So even though I don't have the Tnoy Chazorah here, the minimal Tnoy Chazorah, but there's no chash here. And this is a chidush from some of the Rishonim, the Rashba and the Ran, the Magid Mishnah, which is brought in Shulchan Aruch Shin Yud Ches. And this is what we call today, and what I'm going to call going forward in the Shiur, in the Babshipan. The Babshipan is, the fourth is that the lower pot is already considered like a grufak tuma, and you need to have Tanoi Chazorah, but here you don't have to have Tanoi Chazorah because they need a kemavash.
Nobody cooking this.
No one cooks it. So the only thing is you have to make sure you're not over the Raisa the Kabishal and Shabbos, and that's if the food is loinetztana and legamri, if it's liquidy and it's still a little chamimus, or it's yavish. Okay, now the Alter Rebbe in Siddur later is very macro what's considered yavish and not yavish. Okay, well the fiza yesh loima, betanu shalonu sheyesh alam maziva, and our tanurim have a maziva, and the fireplace, like in my house, there's a fireplace, and there's bricks on the top. Shav imene go to bekotem. The chein tana beis achoydev sheine go to bekotem afila ish betoichoi mutalit nagabo b'Shabbos.
It's not a mini oven that you don't use for cooking.
Right. It's only
It's only for put wood to make the house.
To make the house warm.
There's no problem with the chitui
and the thing is that because on the top there is a maziva, there is the wood is here, and on top there is a flat place made out of cement and bricks. Yeah, so
it's okay.
The maziv itself is considered like a blech. And you're allowed to put there anything you're allowed to be put on the babshi pen. Even shamaziva mafsek is beina eish like data shatafshel betoich.
Even though it could be very, very hot.
Doesn't matter.
Has 2 milas.
So it's not much cooking.
Has 1 mila. No, it can't be if it's it has to be that if it's liquid. No, it has to be that the food that you're putting. That there's 2 sugyas.
It's no soup.
There's 2 issues.
Soup and Shabbos.
Right.
That one, there's b'chlal the sug of simulation gimel yud ches. There's every time when you're applying warmth to food and Shabbos, you have to figure out you're not be over this and the rice of mevashel, which is what we're going to learn in Mitzvah after Pesach and Shin Yud Ches. But the bottom line is, as long as the food is yovish,
rice.
Don't talk about rice because I'm not sure. If the food is yovish like a challah, or it's liquidy, but it's still a little bit warm left from the original warmth. So then there's no shayla bishul b'Shabbos.
It's going to get very, very hot.
Okay, but that's not bishul b'Shabbos. But there's a problem. Chazal said there's 2 issues on Shabbos. How do you take away the shem yachata b'cholim if you're having a blech?
For the fireplace,
but this maziva is considered like a blech because it's covering the fire. There's a 1 degree of separation between the fire and the food, which is the layer of brick and cement. Chazal said you have to have Tanoi Chazorah. You have to have Tanoi Chazorah. Oida b'yodoi, the original Kededa, Daite lahachzir, all the Tanoi Chazorah. We said, why did Chazal say we have Tanoi Chazorah? Because otherwise it's nidik mavashel Shabbos. But the Rishonim came up with this chidush. Not all of them agree, but we Ashkenazim agreed, la locha, that if you're putting it in a place which ain't darke lavashel, and no one ever does it. Because in the fireplace, in the winter, in the houses, the Tana Beis HaChodev, no one ever cooked on top of it. If they wanted to cook, they had a hook inside, they'd put the pot inside, or they had a different Tana where they would cook. But no one went and put a pot on top of the maziva. So because it's not the derech to ever be mavashel there, it's not needed to mavashel b'Shabbos. So again, the maziva itself is like a blech, so there's no chash shem yachata b'gecholim, and no one ever cooks there ever. So it's not derech lavashel shem. So therefore, it's ein needed to mavashel b'Shabbos. So as long as the food is a little bit of warmth, or it's tzoinen, but yavish, you're allowed to put it there on Shabbos. The second opinion says, that even though it's not Yatzel, it's Mamish, it's cool. Still. Sarach Shaniach Ata Shum Dava Tachzak Data Lahafsik, Bena La Gachom Shabbatana Kadeshi Laheka Bazev Lagalafis. Vala Maziv Shasuya Mekvar Enach Shuba Hefsik Veheke. Limoine Malach. Zvachain Ikud Aloch is like the second shita. Second shita is Mashke. They say the Maziv itself is not a blech. You need to have to put a blech on the Maziva.
So it's a blech on top of blech?
You have to have a blech because the Maziv itself.
That's the chumrah. It's a blech on top of blech.
Because the Maziv itself is there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's not a heker to remind you of Shabbos. How are you going to remember Shabbos? How are you going to remember Shabbos? How are you going to remember Shabbos?
In our day, let's see the steam that you have over here, right? According to this, I need to put a blech before I put it in the steam because you're not there to vashel over there, nobody is. Nevertheless, I have to put something there.
We could say,
nothing yachte over here, nothing mechzeki mevashel, nothing.
yeah, you're right. You're right. That's exactly it.
I need a blech.
Exactly. Very good. Exactly. A radiator. First shita will say
Right
the
there.
radiator.
Put it on top, no problem.
The radiator itself is the blech. And no one ever cooks an egg on a radiator. So if the food is yavish or it's lach and it's a little chamimus, go ahead. Second shita will say, no, you have to put a blech in.
For the babshi pen first.
Yeah, you have to put something here. We really, I'm doing chazara on the sif, but it's important because we'll learn till the end, and it's anyway. It's good to chazara, but I want to now emphasize these two lines. Homeworking. This whole machlok is out there saying if a person learns the Shulchan Aruch and the Magen Avraham and see the Mishnah Berurah has a very hard time understanding what the Magen Avraham is saying. And Alter Rebbe, like has a mahalach, very clear mahalach. What's going on over here? We call Mokim. Koidim shuhusa katanu, noag ulahok alitna al gaba below hefsek. Before they're going to make fire in the Talmud, the minig is to put even without a hefsek. Afokach shescha machkach shuzek. Was yich chashem yechata. Afoken en luchas viola. Kibishesh lama mashu yismoich.
When he put it, it was cold. The only problem was mechze kilo. Nobody do it.
The Alter Rebbe, Kunta Sachen, which I don't know if we'll get a chance to learn today, the last Kunta Sachen.
It's a very long one.
It's a very long one. The Alter Rebbe explains, most of it is explained. Afterwards, there's two pieces very important also, but Alter Rebbe explains why he thinks the Minig Oilam is. There's a machloikis. This mazivo, this cement, is that a kosher blech? It's not a blech. One opinion says it's a blech. You see, it's between the fire and this is a separation. The other opinion says, what do you mean? The oven was built this way. This is the way the oven is standing Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Put a piece of metal on top.
You have to put a piece of metal on top. The first day obviously holds that as long as there is something on top of the fire, second one, no. It has to be Shabbos Hayoim. It has to be something to remind you that it's Shabbos. It has to be something different. Mayom Yomayim. It has to be like a sticker. Melchik, Fleishik, Shabbos, Mocher Lagoy. It got to be something. Right? Okay. Now, Minig Oilam is a funny Minig Oilam. Minig Oilam is like this. If I put the food on the maziva before you warmed up the oven, it's a good blech. If I put on the food after they warmed up the oven, it's a bad blech. It's a blech, that's nicht kein blech. Ich verstehe nicht. There's a machloikes. One opinion says that the maziva is a blech. The other opinion says the maziva is not a blech.
Okay.
The minig element like this. If you put the food there before you put in the wood, Carl, what do you mean? What do you mean? For probably it's talking about Shabbos.
Yeah, Shabbos.
Probably it's talking about Shabbos. And the goy used to come and chop the wood.
It's for the house.
And for the house, right?
That's how they used to live.
Probably that's what the Alter Rebbe is talking about.
Yeah, but still, the goy would come on Shabbos.
On Shabbos,
and
because Hakol Choylem Eitzel Tzina, and that's the one thing
you're allowed to tell a goy.
You're allowed to have a goy.
That's actually how they used to live in Russia.
That's how they used to live. Yeah, they have a goy. Now, Lanius Daiti, and Lanius Daiti, there's the Poshut, that's why there's a big mistake today. There's a Shabbos going. Oh, people make a mistake. They think you could ask anything. Shabbos going, maybe just hint it to him, say it to him the other way. How did the mistake like this happen? So every shtot and every shtetl had a Shabbos going. A Shabbos going is allowed to have. Why? The Shabbos going had only one job: to go into every house, chop the wood, and put it in the fireplace. Otherwise, this is 0 degrees. So
Because if they would do it before Shabbos, it would turn off. It would be like time.
We can understand because today we have a guest
But
24/7.
people have fireplaces with wood.
But that's only for noise, for beauty.
Yeah,
It's extra in the house.
Yeah. So
yours is to put pictures on top.
huh?
Yours is to
So
put
put your pictures.
You don't use it.
So I think the Alter Rebbe says like this. The Alter Rebbe is masbir asvora. Alter Rebbe is masbir asvora azoi. If you put first the food, right now you're not going to be mechata begecholim. There's no gecholim. It's ice cold. There's no wood. You can't be mechata begecholim, right?
Yeah.
But when you have first the fire and then you put the food, oh, the gecholim is right there. The Alter Rebbe says the main chashash of Shema Yechata Begecholim is when you put the food there. That's why we see
that we're in the
when you're putting it on the oven.
On the oven.
That's why we see that by Chazorah there's a lot of more conditions. We're scared Shema Yechata. Why? Because when you're around the oven, your hands are around the oven. We're scared Shema Yechata Begecholim. But when you're far away from the oven, we're not so scared Shema Yechata Begecholim.
What is our mechata begecholim today in these days? What to play with the knob?
It's a good question. I get to that in a second.
By us, it's different.
I get to that in a second. I get to that mamish in a second. So the Alter Rebbe says that's the difference. The minhag olam is to say like this: before the goy came to chop the wood, what chashem yechata b'gecholim? He can't be mechata b'gecholim. So later, when the guy is going to come and chop the wood, the guy is chopping the wood, not me. The guy is in the kitchen, not me. I'm later sitting and learning Likutei Torah in the dining room.
In the kitchen, the guy is not allowed to be in the kitchen too.
Verstehe, but it's the guy is
in the house. It's a different oven.
No, he's talking. It's a Tana Beis HaChorev, and we put the food here on top of the Tana Beis HaChorev before the guy came.
Cooking
back then, they didn't have
nothing. Nobody is.
Later the guy is going to come into the kitchen. The guy is going to chop the wood, and the guy. Ich sits in the dining room and I'm learning Likutei Torah. But if the guy chops the wood and puts it in the oven, and he leaves my house, and then I'm going to put food on the maziva, there's a bigger chashash. So now you need a serious blech. In the other case, we can make like the opinion that says the maziva is a blech. The second opinion is screaming and yelling. What do you mean that's a blech? It's always there. That's not a blech. It's not a heck. The minhag olam was to be mekel because right now no one's going to be mechata right now. There's no gecholim. And 20 minutes later when the guy is going to come, don't worry about it. You know the story? Ayid, the poets caught the Yid stealing from him. He was so angry. He took him to the dungeon. He said he's going to kill him. Yid was now in the dungeon for 2 months. The day he was going to be killed. The family was so sad. He comes home. His wife said, "Let's get Yaakov." A beer comes in behind him. He said the Poritz was about to kill him. This is one of my favorite stories. The Poritz was about to kill him. And he told the Poritz, you know what? You see a beer? I could teach him to read and write. I could speak.
Just give me 1 year.
I just need 2 years. But it said, listen, Moshke, if I catch you, do some organized, I hang you from the gallows. He said, no problem. I'm telling you, I just need 2 years. I can teach him to speak Achadon. No problem. Okay. The part says here, I'm sending the beer with you, with one of my avodim. You go home. 2 years later, I want to see you here. So the wife says, Shiga, what are you going to do? You're going to teach her how to talk. He says, come on, yentala, yentala. 2 years. A lot of things can happen. You know,
The beer will die.
maybe the beard will die. Maybe the
Alright.
bonnets will die. Maybe he'll forget about it. The Viola will, we're alive. So, day by day, exactly. You like the story? The Viola's the Beseder. Don't worry about it. We got 2 years now. So if right now there's gecholim in the fireplace in the Tanur,
Then
and I'm going to put food, there's a big shashem yachata gecholim. And one opinion says that the maziva is a joke. That's not. How could you look at a maziva like a blech? But before the guy came and before he chopped the wood, right now it's cold. I put it there. Later, when the guy is going to come, I'm not in the room. So why are you so choshesh shata? You know what? We'll be making like the Mount Omer that says the maziv itself is called a blech. Ah, I have now a moedik chiddush. Moedik chiddush. We spoke about the ovens today, that especially the gas ovens. Typically, and it's like a lishitose, typically, the electric ovens that you're going to buy today, most 99% already have a Shabbos mode.
What does it mean?
It's a special button. You go into the screen.
Yeah, but what does it do?
You scroll till you get Sabbath. You click on Sabbath, and then it says how much do you want the oven to be. So you put the chveis
100, 180.
200, 180, 325, 375. How long do you want it to be? So you put chveis 3 hours.
Yeah.
You put 3 hours. Then you click, and then it goes on the screen. It says Shabbos.
No, you
Shabbos.
cannot change anything.
You can't change anything. If you touch the screen,
Oh.
it's dead.
Okay.
Now, you could turn off the whole thing, and then it'll reboot, and then you can do whatever you want. That's what every day happens on Matzah Shabbos. They go over and they turn off the button, exit the Shabbos mode, and then takes a second, and the screen goes back, and it's back to whatever, regular choy. So I spoke about it originally, that Shmi Shabbos Kalchosa says that that's a blech. That itself is a blech. Because you can't do anything. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. Now, in the opening shiur, when we started the sugya, I explained that the Briskerov and Moshe Feinstein both came with a similar sword and say, they don't understand Bechlal, Bezman Hazeh. What do you mean Gzeir Shem Yechat Begecholim? There's no Gecholim. You're going to turn the knob, you're going to put in new gas. That's not what Chazal we're talking about. Okay, but you see, Minig Yisrael was to be Choshish. Lapoil Minig, Lamda Sahin, Lamda Saher. Minig Yisrael is to be Choshish. Shema Yechat Begecholim, that you're going to turn the knobs.
But today the blood goes over the knob.
So that's why maybe it's good to put this is
some
say no, the Alter Rebbe says the main thing should be a hefsek between the fire. Okay. As long as you have a hefsek between the fire and the pot, that's 100% you're good. Question is if you're going to cover only the knob, if that would be good enough. And this is where we have to kvetch a little bit. But anyway, back to my question. Typically in an electric oven, there's a Shabbos mode. No problem. Shlem azal. Typically in a gas oven, there is not a Shabbos mode.
Right.
Sometimes there is. I'm not going to say. I have in my house 2 ovens. I have a double oven that's electric oven, and that has a Shabbos mode. That's an expensive piece. It was a $2,000 piece. It's a lot. You just double oven plus a shelf in the bottom. So it's and then I have a cheaper oven, a gas oven, which I bought for $450.
But does the oven have a Shabbos mode?
That doesn't have a Shabbos oven. The gas oven, hot Shabbos one. It's a simple oven. You know, it has buttons.
I'm not talking about the gas. I'm talking about the oven itself.
Oh, so how does it work? When you turn on, you want 350. In the bottom, the gas goes. There's a pilot, and it goes. The gas goes out, and the fire is ignited. You don't see the fire because there is a tasshel mateches between the fire and the cavity of the oven. And the mitzad yamin and mitzad asmoil, miyamin and mismola, there's a
Holes.
little hole.
Like a tunnel, like a
So allows the ear
circle.
to go around. So I would say that this is mamish, this is machloikis. The first shita that says that the maziva is considered a blech, this is a maziva.
Right.
This is a maziva.
Because it's
There's a hafsik between the fire and the kedatus and the pans.
and no chashash you're going to do something.
The second opinion that they say, Yois, it's always there. You need to have a new thing. You need to have a new thing. So I would say like this. Azoi. If a person, I have to look in Svarim, see if I have a pasha to me. I didn't see it, I'll have to look. Shemir Shabbos and all this Svarim, I think it's a mamish brilliant. 2 steps. One chidush, I think is 100% sure. The second one, daf matah. If a person is going to put in the food in the oven, cold oven, put in the food, cholent, kugel, filter fish, potato kugel, whatever, puts in the oven, closes the oven. Now, Yentala, what do you want? I want it on 375. Okay, chick, 375. How long do you want it? For 3 hours. Chick, 3 hours. Start. So, right now, it's not shaykh shem yechata. Before you, when you put in the food,
You're allowed to.
Now I want to say a bigger chiddush. Maybe we could say a svara like this. Because it's before Shabbos, even if the oven is already hot. Now it's not shaykh the shem yechata. When it's shem yechata on Shabbos. Right now there's no shem yechata. So maybe every oven that's a gas oven, there is a tas shamatech between the fire and the cavity of the oven, and obviously I'm always putting it before the sun sets. And now there's not such a strong chashashem yechata because it's before Shabbos. I'm machata shmatam. I can be machata. It's not a problem.
I would say one chashash.
So therefore, I should be makel and consider that this should be a blech. Lidich, you could argue on my whole chiddush and say, what do you mean? It's not shaykh shem yechata. He could play with the, even when it's cold. But L'chayr is before Shabbos now. It's before Shabbos. Azoy eingefallen. I'm not sure if my chiddush is good. Then machaya. Then every oven that's a gas oven has a built-in blech. The maziv machaya.
I would say one chashash. I'm thinking from here. When you put the potato kugel on top to warm up for tomorrow, you want.
Talk not on Shabbos.
No, Erev Shabbos, right? In order for the potato kugel to be warm tomorrow and fresh, you need steam. So what do people do? Put some pan in the bottom and put water. While the warm is the water from this evaporate and make the kugel not to be dry. It will be like fresh. So maybe a chashad, they're going to say, I have no more water. I'm going to go put more water.
Yeah, we don't make new shoshas.
I'm saying,
why should
that's the only thing that could be possible.
Okay.
What's the worst? The worst could happen over here. Otherwise, there's no other.
Okay. Weiter, in a wenig. Okay. Aber listen,
because worst come to worst, the weather evaporate already. So the kugel will be warm, but
no. But the Alter Rebbe says, first of all, this thing, shash that a person will put in more water is.
If you don't have water, it will be good, but just not going to be fresh. It will be more dry than wet. That's it. It's not like stomach ve'alo.
Right.
But the oven is on 190 already.
He's on already.
Weiter. Aber listen, but if you want to not put on top of the tana, you want to put it samach to the tana. If you want to put it samach tatanu, so then you just need that the tafshel should be cham ktsas. Im yesh by morak v'yatzalah, this b'makom shesam chlatana. Avli me'ena yatzalah the shamet zalatana. Alpha Bishan it's done legam by Tavshil legamri mutar lisma b'cholin commission is bar lamayla.
What's going to help you to put it next to the oven if it's not warm?
If it's a close, very close to the oven, it could become yatzel boy. So then it has to be that yesh boy chamimus ktsas from originally.
Before. And if not,
But if it's further away from the oven over there, even if the food will sit there
it's
for a
not going to
long time,
warm up the food, but it's going to
it'll make it a little bit warm. That's fine. That was the question that I spoke about yesterday. So someone's going to be an oibachal. I'll put the food here. It'll be chamtzas. So that's what the Bekiva says. No, it doesn't work. It has to be that there was original chamimus is there. So loy poka shem bishul minay and therefore ein bishul bishul. Come on, mi yedeh shenoch yasek achkar satan al chamimus abayis. Shezeu muter b'Shabbos. Al derech shizbar b'semerei shem vo. If he knows that the nochri is going to be mesik the tan, which is muter, akol choylem etzin. We say in Semenei Shem Vav, which is Chamat Harma Ma'oid is Chaman Gamken Atafshol Sheetz Lead Sheetz Ladizbay. And now that the Tana is going to get very hot, the Tafshol near it is also going to get hot. Also on Nichasha.
It's like Ma'arim,
What does
it? We're going to do later, so what? Let me put
it. Yeah, it's exactly.
It's soon
this aroma. Elitlenik koidem she'asek agoy. Why? Lefi shezeu ke'echad maniach es akededa ve'echad noisen as ha'or shetarta. Sharisha in Potter, also Chazal say, the Mishnah says, if there was a kededa, but if first the person put a kededa, he walked away. 15 minutes later, a guy comes and puts the fire. The first guy is Potter, the second guy is Chayv. But the first one is also. If he knows that 15 minutes later his father is going to come and put fire, he's not allowed to put the pot there.
Right.
So over here, the food is netztan al lagamri. So even though he's not putting it on the tanu, he's putting it samuch, and samuch is mutter. But here there's a different issue. The problem here is it's not mitzad gzeres chazal. It's pasha bishul b'Shabbos. We paskin that once it becomes cold and it's liquid, yesh ba bishul acher bishul. Isa deraisa. Isa skila v'koretz chaz shalom. He's going to say, I'm putting it there, and the guy will come in 15 minutes and chop the wood. But it's the bishul. The bishul.
If I told the guy, go ahead and do it for me.
So it's echad nosan, it's a kedere, ve'echad nosan, it's a oil, which is also. Avo muta loyme legoy, sheiniach shamas atavshel. You're allowed to tell the goy to put the tavshel. Achkach yasik ataner lechem abayis v'nirtach atavshel me'elo. You're allowed to tell the goy to put the tavshel, and then
do it.
And then he's gonna be basic the nirtach atavshel me'elo.
The guy is not going to cook.
Before we continue, by the way, who is the first Yid that we know that ate chont? Don't tell me Avraham Avinu. It's mentioned in the Rishonim, and the first one that I saw is Rabbeinu Tam. There was a mice, there was a wedding, and there was a chont by the wedding, and the goyim put the chont on the fireplace, and then they chopped the wood and they put into the fireplace, and Rabbeinu Tam ate the chont. And then there's a long truth about this, also in the Trumas Hadeshen. The Trumas Hadeshen is called, the Alter Rebbe calls him Gedoyel Achronim, like one of the first Achronim. He lived about 500 years ago in Maribor, in Slovenia. I still have a few jugs of honey from Slovenia from when I was there 2 years ago. So they're very good honey. Even the UN, they brought their bees over there. The Adayom, they have over there special beehives for the Choshev honey, for the Slovenian honey.
What's the difference? This honey?
Not good to pounds. It's very good, very good.
The flower is different.
No, they have a chush. They know what flowers to plant.
I'm saying
you know the Israeli honey is also very good. I have from Kfar Chabad the honey. Unbelievable. Schneeson's honey.
There's a lot of
all of Israel.
Tree from oranges tree. So they go there to take the
Schneesen. They do a great job. Very good honey. Okay, so I'm saying you see that Rabbeinu Tamaching against in chont. So
he's talking about it.
But they call chont. It's called. They call the Rishonim talk about it, chont. And
years ago?
No, less. He was a grandson from Rashi. Rashi is about 900 years ago. So Rabbeinu Tam is about 800 years ago.
And he's already said the word chant.
Yeah, chont. How much is it? Chont.
So I always think,
Chant.
where the
Yeah.
chant come from?
So it didn't come from
It's not in
yesterday.
Torah, it's not in Tanakh, it's not in Gemorrah. Like, where the word chant
It's
come
not from yesterday.
And everybody know the word chant.
I was surprised. It's not yesterday.
I don't even know.
Rabbeinu
The
Tam?
What does that word
the
mean?
Israeli changed it to Hamin. But
Right.
before that,
No,
it was-
Do you know,
Hamin is
on Simchas Torah we sing, Avraham Samach Simchas Torah, Yitzchak Samach B'Simchas Torah, Yaakov Samach B'Simchas Torah, David Samach, Shlomo Samach. So I want to make a list. Rabbeinu Tam Ochel Sachont, Rabbeinu Peretz Ochel Sachont, Rabbeinu Yisrael Meisel in Ochel Sachont. So by Yidden the dog writes a Sache, chant. Though, Mekubal, a lot of things about the chant that are very, I know my family had the human.
It's
Zak
only this
Podem.
one, my father showed me, I remember which book, that somebody doesn't eat Shabbos, chant on Shabbos, you have to have chashash.
Right.
That
Is he
Shema
not
is
Jewish?
not Jewish. Shema is
Amin.
Min. Ad
Yeah.
kedei kach. So the tzaddikim will go and eat one bebel on Shabbos
Yeah.
just to take
Yeah.
out away the
But
chashash.
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
like Sfardim, everybody has their own kind of chant.
yeah,
But
yeah.
everybody has one.
yeah. But I don't know if the Sfardim ever called it chant.
Hamin.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But by us, Mizmana Ben Otam already, you see the Rishonim call it the chant. The chant. Azoy.
Well, nobody know what the word chant means.
Yeah. Aval mutter loimer, it's mistama a word in French or German, which today doesn't exist necessarily. But someone told me that today scholars that are looking for the old words in French look in Ashi because they don't have records from 900 years ago to know what. But a lot of the words that Ashi wrote is Balaz, is in French. So it's funny.
They're going back to the Gemorrah.
They're going to the Ashi to check words
what's the
in
word.
Old French. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, weiter. Aber Mutter lo malagoy shnir sham es atafshel. Ach yas katan la kham ba bais. Venir ta atafshel mailov. The beshika kamon as agoy besike ena beshvil atafshel or beshvil khim ba bais. Should over a mutter but atafshel nir ta khmeilo. Why is the guy chopping the wood and making the house warm? Because that's a job. Not the cook. Even though, well, it's obviously once you're going to chop the wood and put it in the oven and you light the fire, besides the house getting warm, the food is going to get warm. We said in the beginning of the sermon, if you remember, that by a goy, we say, if it's a davar she'ein miskaven, it's mutter. By yid, ein miskaven, it's mutter. But if sikrei shevel hayomos, it's also. Because you can't say, I didn't have kavanah. You did have kavanah. But it's not that's because I'll say because you're telling me it's not your kavanah, but you know it's going to happen. But by God we don't say that way. By God is a dumbbell. By God in the shtor by Yid, if the consequence is obvious, so then you had kavanah. But by God is a dumbbell. You know. Oh, that happened. Oh, sorry, Rabbi, I didn't know. By God is a dumbbell. Okay, I mean that's not the lomdus. I'm just saying it this way. יש מי שאויסר בזה, כיוון שהגוי מסכם ועסיקה גם בשביל התפשל, שהרי ניחל גבי תענר ויצלוי, אף שיקה כוונוסו בשביל הבית. אין זה מועיל כלום. It's not going to help. Ika kavana b'shvil habayis. What do you care? But the tafel kavana was b'shvil ha'oichel. V'hamineg tisvor rishayna. Lahakel, azoid giton the Rabbeinu Tam and the Rabbeinu Peretz, and azoid giton the Trumas Hadeshin. The kol mokim, kol bal nefesh yachmer la'atzma, b'mokim shem shem tzorech kol kach. That if there isn't such a, the Alter Rebbe is adding, the Taz says that bal nefesh should be machmer. The Alter Rebbe holds he only should be machmer b'mokim shein shem tzorech. But if he is shem tzorech, even a bal nefesh, supposed to be making.
And I see there's different lishanis in Echel Shabbos. Sometimes Baal Nefesh, Yachmer Latmo. All different, depends what's the case in.
Everything is different. There's no two the same.
No.
So, a very geshmak machloikis is negated to 100 things on Shabbos. Very geshmak machloikis here. The machloikis is simple. When the guy is doing something, there's main kavanas for one thing, but he also, there is a
little thing that he wants for himself.
The first shita says, goyim are very simple people. Don't talk about the tochel kavanah. Look what is main kavanah. His main kavanah is to do the house. Forget about the tochel kavanah. Mitzad the main kavanah, he's allowed to warm up the house. The food is going to get nirtach me'elav. Sadova Shana Miskab. Is a psikadation v'layamus. A goy is a, we don't say by a goy psikadation. Is any Miskab. But the Tafel Kavana was really for this. Don't talk to me about Tafel Kavana. Second opinion says, why don't talk to me Tafel Kavana? Taka, the main reason why the guy is coming here is to warm up the house, and he knows that, and I know that. He also knows that there's another union.
He doesn't have Shammai Chata B'Gecholim.
He knows that.
He don't have the Shammai
Oh,
Chata.
yeah.
That's his job.
No, I'm saying the guy knows that is to warm up the food.
Right.
So what sagst du mir, das nicht sein Kavana? So therefore, the minig is to be makel, bal nefesh should be machmer if there isn't a tzorech. Where was it being negated to us? Very simple. We have a blackout on Shabbos Lamazah. The main switch on your electric board goes.
In the house?
Yeah, Lamazah.
Yeah.
Oilotia. And it just tripped. Lamazah it tripped.
Yeah.
And you all you want to do is to ask a goy to come into your house
and turn
it on. It's winter and it's 30 degrees. It's very cold. Hakal choylem. It's in your lot. Ask a goy. The boiler is not going to work if you don't have the electric.
Right.
Most boilers are that way. Some boilers not. What I'm saying, if you have a boiler which needs a touch of electric,
the spark over there,
the spark, or if it has water and has pumps,
right? You must have electric by the.
Also, I think maybe there's a few boilers that there's oil, and it's steam, and the electric goes off. Maybe the ich weiß nicht. Ich bin nicht kein Mumche. But
you need a fire, a spark. Like in the guys.
No, but if it's already working, but once it's going to go off,
once it went off,
it's not going to go back on.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. It was good. Okay. So I'm allowed to call it, or it's in the summer, and it's 98 degrees. It's hakol chayla meitzel.
It's at a home. Something.
So I'm allowed to ask a goy or electrician. I'm allowed to call an electrician to fix. Now the air conditioner turned on good, but the lights turned on. The refrigerator turned on.
The whole house.
The oven turned on. Now, Lamazagan, the food, by the time I got the goy, the food already came cold. Now he turned it back on. Okay? Everything's back on. Now the food is out. This is bidiyuk des machloikis. Bidiyuk des machloikis. First shit will say the main thing you call the electrician to the switch is to warm or cool the house.
Nothing to do with it.
The Weile, your crock pot is plugged in with a chont. Das ist doch nicht gewinnt die Ike Kavana. Psikiration, with a guy, there's no psikiration. It's ain't a Miskava. It's kilo ain't a Miskava. Second shit says, no kilo. The guy's not dumb. He knows that besides the air conditioning, you have air conditioning, you have the bulbs. What do you mean? The guy's not dumb. So that'll be, so we'd say a bal nefesh. If there's ain't sham tzorech, whatever. But if yesham tzorech, I'll be makel. Mamish, this I think is bidiyuk the shaila.
Remind me that the clock that we have over here, the timer, like that, old fashioned.
Yeah.
It has like a little chup.
Yeah, these.
So I was mechavenet to go on at 10 o'clock in the morning, but actually I wanted to be 8 o'clock in the morning, not 10 o'clock. Can I, before you even reach 8, can I take the pin and move it from?
It's a good child. It's a good child. Yeah, but
I made it to come earlier, but I'm not doing it. It's doing it by itself.
I don't know. Madaf noch me'ayin sein.
I remember reading about this. I don't know about that.
I don't know. Sure could ask a goy.
Even though it's secretion, but I'm not doing nothing.
No, but asking a goy is much more cooler because after Yid can understand, after nicht, it's complicated. But a goy, a yos hakol choylem eitzel tzina v'hakol choylem eitzel choyim. And the reason I want to do it earlier because Sarah's going to go at 10 o'clock and people are coming 9, so yeah, I can make it. Avo im nosen goy maim loteche kedei de kvu betane kedei shaloi taboke sheyatze kataner. They had a lot of the ovens had a built-in kedera and you put in a lot of water. You always have to put in water because if there's no water there, and it was made out of clay, there's a cement, it's going to crack. So if you have water there, so it's fine. So avalim nasan goy ma'im lotech kedei ko betana kedei shelo tabaka kshiyas katana v'ach kachis katana v'nir tocha ma'im muter lehons hayisrael mem b'Shabbos yid meiz la rebano l'chol hadayis, because it was 100% not for the heating up the water. He's allowed to chop wood to warm up the house, and in order for the oven not to bust, he has to put in water in this kedera. So it's mutter. I feel like it's chila mutter loimer loy. She eat a mine b'kedera koydem she'atz katana l'divrei hakoil. That's a big chiddush in the Alter Rebbe, and therefore it's a big kuntesach. She'ere inke v'nos klal l'cham amayim hel l'cham abayis. She'ein nois l'mayim b'kedera ela kedei shelo tebok ha'kedera. So even like a tchila yid is allowed to tell the goy to put in water in the kedera because he doesn't want.
He's not using this water.
Yeah.
It's only...
And later, if he changes his mind, he wants to have a noah, he's allowed it. Now, in the Shulchan Aruch, the Magavram, the person talk about it, they talk about that the yid wants to use the water in order to wash the dishes. The Alter Rebbe macht sich nicht wissen. He says, Mutter Yisrael lehonas mem b'Shabbos. He's not telling you dishes, shmishes, drinking, tea, coffee. Alter Rebbe is, for some reason, he's avoiding. He doesn't want to tell you about dishes. We talked yesterday, the dishes
with the oil, right?
is it in moiled, is it mevashel, yeah, the Alter Rebbe is,
You don't say...
he doesn't want to go into it. Yeah. Alter Rebbe is a chazeh mischakim. Alter Rebbe wants to stay clear from all the shilas.
You're allowed to insist.
So I don't know. Alter Rebbe said, I'm not telling you which I know. I'm talking about whatever. I never know. Turn the page, Kuflan. If the Yid wants the water,
no, it's mitchakem.
And he wants ladir bem kelim, oser loimer lagoy sheitna l'kedera.
It's not chashash that the oven gonna crack. He pushes need hot water.
Yeah.
But he make it. Let me use it 2 days.
Oser loimer lagoy sheitna l'kedera. Kimish ayisrael ba'atzmoi. Oser loy litnem sham afila samach l'chasheka. Im chafetz v'em ladochas kelim. A Yid is not allowed to put water, even if it's samach l'chasheka. Shum gzeira shem yichata b'gachol. Achashius katana. K'moshe is bar b'semeration and dala. We have a gzeira. If it's before, at the end of Reish and Dal, last sif, we say that even water has to be cooked. If it's not grufak tuma, you have to be 50% cooked. Why? Because it's a shamiyachata begachol. It's a shamiyachata begachol.
The temperature.
Yeah, whatever.
You can't fill up the.
It's a good shiloh. What's 50% cooked?
You can't fill up the water just before Shabbos. You have to be cooked before.
Unless it's grufak tuma. Either you have a blech, and if you don't have a blech,
no, like the electric that we have over here. Fill it up before Shabbos and then put it. No,
it should be. Yeah,
you have to be.
This one. This one does it have a
the
dial?
Small one, the small one.
Huh?
Oh no, it's not. The small one that we use only in the middle of the week. It has to be at least most.
Anytime there's a shash shemi echata begacholim, which there's a dial or something, has to be 50% cooked. Otherwise, if it's grufak tumet, then it's fine. So the Alter Rebbe says we see that mugabi water there's a chash shemi echata begacholim lachashus katana. So therefore, it's also loim lagoy litam sham shekol davar medvarim elu she's bar b'simen zeh she'os lasoisim sum jeda shemi echata loim mishum shenire kemavashel betchila. Anything that I'm not allowed to do because of 50% of the simon is exeda shemi echata, 50% of the simon is exeda shenire kemavashel betchila b'Shabbos. In general, the blech I need in order to remind me shelo echata, and all the tnei chazora usually here in order it shouldn't be nida kemavashel b'Shabbos. So all these things is also like malagolas oisei. Va'afila im ein loy chayfetz v'klal v'mayim sheschamu. Even if, and then it's a zayte gezach. I don't know why he puts this line here. He should have put it before. Va'afila im ein loy chayfetz klal v'mayim. Even if he doesn't.
Why did he put it up?
I don't know. Also le'litna mayim ba'atzmoi. Afila koidem shuzakatanu. That a yid b'chlal is not allowed to put because it's ke'echad nosan es hakedera ve'echad nosan es ha'oil, which we said before is also, and that's l'chol days. However, lefi aminik shenol kisvor rishayna desif chavches afim kavanosam and asinas amayim kedei lechamamam muter. Even if I tell the guy to put in the water because I want the water to be warm, it's muter. Kivish ika kavanosam v'asikir b'shvil abayis. And the tafel kavana is to have the water in order to wash the dishes. So therefore it's mutter. Nas namayim bekedera lachar shehetzik atana. Alpha pisha is like that. It's an okay. Stop. One second. So just like the machloikis of the Rebbeinu Tam and many of the Rishonim, the Rebbeinu Yehuda Sir Leon and Trumas Hadeshin who said that the goy is allowed to put the cholent on the fireplace before he chops the wood. So the Alter Rebbe says the water is a zavazach if you hold the kula. So you're allowed to tell the goy to put the water in the kedera before he chops the wood, even though you have the fetish bedas that I need the water in order to have a dochas kelim.
Right.
But if you hold like the shittas that say no, the goy is not dumb. You can come on attack of the goy.
But
Is
you need the water.
but he knows you need the water, and that's the tafel kavan. So you told, so it's as if you told the goy. It's the goy. Even if you didn't tell the goy, you're not allowed to. A goy is not allowed to do malacha for you. And if he does malacha for you, you're not allowed to be nene from it. You're not allowed to turn on the light for you. If he turns on the light, you're not allowed to be nene from it. So it's the Alter Rebbe says it's l'shitos. It's a zalba machloikis. It's a zalba machloikis. Both these machloikis in today are not so negeya. But I think the only thing that's negeya today that I could think of is when a person has an outage in the house. And that's something that could happen. It happens. There's a short.
The main thing broke.
Now you don't have heat or you don't have air conditioning. You're calling in a goy or a goyish electrician.
And other stuff getting
and now the other stuff is working. So the lights, Lamashal. Am I allowed to use this lights to learn? So if you hold like the Rebbeinu Tam and the Trumas Hadeshin, I'm allowed to use the lights. I'm allowed. If the food got cold and they got warmed up again, I'm allowed to eat the food. I'm allowed to be nana from all the electricity. Besides the air conditioning and the heating, but the machmirim. No, you're not allowed to, because even though the Ikka Kavana was for the air conditioning and the heat, but the guy is not a dumbbell, and he knows that the main switch controls also
the whole house,
the lights, and the and the oven and the air conditioning and the refrigerator. So that's where I see this negay, this machlok is being very negay.
Interesting. Shulchan told me that this Jewish guy that came up with something in the boiler, the way the water going in and out, whatever, that will be Shabbos. He's not cooking. You're not cooking.
Yeah. I once read the whole article and I gave a sheet on Sunday about it.
Okay.
Thank you,
What the outcome is, not the outcome. People say, hey, man.
Yeah. I remember.
No, that's the whole thing. You have children, and you want them to be back on Shabbos.
Ariel said he has an extra tank that the hot water goes in. It's enough for the whole Shabbos.
Here, this is
that's the system.
That's the system. I'm going back to lines. According to the Mekilim, Lagabe the Chon, they're also making Lagabe the Sinas Amayim. If the guy put it there after his Katanav Bishar Sakdek Senenas, Adain Shanas Amayim, and so he didn't instantaneously cook the water. It took a few minutes for the water to cook. Kedin goy shasam malacha gemorrah b'shvil Yisrael. That any malacha that he does for me turns on the light. I'm not allowed to read l'oida from this light. Whatever malacha he does for me, I'm not allowed to be nana. So if the guy first chopped the wood and then he put in the water, so then faket l'chol days it's also to use. If minastam I didn't ask any questions.
He did it on
He
himself.
did it
He knows that
himself.
that's his
So
job.
then I did before, after. He did it because Shaloy Tabak Agdeda. And then
I
it's
want to use hot water.
Psikiresha, that the Vaila have water. But that wasn't his kavana. His kavana was 100% Shaloy Tabak Minastam. That's why the going put the water there, because Shaloy Tabak Agdeda. The Balabasta is happy to have the water that she could use it to Vaila to
warm
clean
up.
dishes. But with Stam we say that the guy put it there Shaloy Tabak Agdeda. So if I should summarize what we had tonight, so again, this big machlokes of the Rishonim and Acharonim, when the guy does the Ikke Kavona and has a Tafel Kavona, like the Ikke Kavona is Lachem Abayis, and but he also knows that he put the chunk on the Tanu. So the Mekilim say we looked in his Ikke Kavona. And he was not machaven to warm up the chunk. Psikresha v'layamus. But Lagabi Agoy, we say there's no thing of psikresha. It's Dabashem Miskav.
The tanum that we use in Shabbos sometimes we're making a big Kiddush, right? So we have like
The warmers, yeah.
a warmers. Once I took out something from there, can I put it back or?
Lachoyde not. I just mir angefallen by Kiddush that maybe the all the chashash of Tzeroi that Chazoras Amr Bchelbe Loshon Alagab Metoch also is only Natanu, which theoretically you could cook in it, but these things
You can cook
that you
it.
can't cook in it.
You put in there with your cooks.
Yeah.
I put the 250. I put my chicken in. And
These
fried
things
it.
go 250,
So, no?
so then
They-
you're not
they-
allowed to put it back.
No.
I have in my house one.
They keep it only warm.
Warm.
I don't know if it knows if it goes. It's a garnish. You can put your hand in there. It'll be never yatzila.
And the food gets
I
warm.
thought it's only warm.
The food has to be warm when
It's
you
warm
put it in there.
before. Before you put it in, it's warm, and then you keep it warm.
So these
don't put
warmers
it
are
cold.
different. Tebazai. If these warmers, you could cook something in it. Kazor is very chomer. Kazor is very chomer.
You cannot cook something there.
Okay, so this is the first machloikis that's negated today. And the other thing is that we did today, which is really, we did already, but I always bring in this is the Nakuda, the Kuntasachan, is that the Alter Rebbe brings a machloikis. Again, it's the way the Alter Rebbe understands the Magen Avraham. The machloikis, that there's a Tana that has a Naziva, but the Naziva was built that way. Should you count that as a blech or not? The Alter Rebbe says that the Minhag Olam is to be makel if you put the food on there. Again, he's talking about a yid, and he's putting
means it's the oven
that has the fires here, and here there's there's bricks and cement, and the fire is here, like a regular fireplace, a house fireplace.
There's people food on top.
You theoretically could put food on top, but like mantle, what they call. So, huh?
That's probably how they kept it.
nah.
No, you don't.
Alter Rebbe says ain't derech lavashel.
Ender,
They didn't
Marshall.
on top. They would put a lot of the old ovens. They had hooks They
Inside,
put
they have
pots
like
inside, but not on top.
No.
Because they built it out of brick and cement, and it's hot there. You can't cook a pot of food over there. Like lechatchila lavashel shon, lachamim shon maybe lavashel ain't derech lavashel shon. So the Alter Rebbe says that this is the pshat. The machloikis is this a blech or not a blech? The Svara to say it's a blech. There's a hefsek between the fire and the pot. Svara it's not a blech. It was built this way. Sunday, Monday, it's the same thing. Now, the Rebbe says that the Minhag Olam was to say that if you put the pot there before the goy chopped the wood, so now there's not such a chashash shem yechata, because right now it's not yechata b'gecholim. But and therefore to be makel, to rely on the maziva as a blech. But if the goy already chopped the wood and now it's hot, so now we don't rely on the maziva the blech. And this is the arichus really in Sifkot and Yudal back and forth. And this is why I'm thinking that maybe we could be makel on the gas ovens that have the fire underneath the tas shel mateches. If befrat, if you can put it on a Friday, put in the food and then turn on the huh?
There's no knob. It's all electronic.
So gas and electronics. It's
And
shem
electronic is no.
Oh, it's like it's gas.
no because but lapa chablech
Oh,
chablech.
It's a reminder.
Yeah. Listen, the best thing is to put a silver foil.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You put on the bottom or on the bottom shelf. The best thing, just put a silver foil. Sure. That's it.
It's
Put
good
it
to put a
barman.
silver bowl because when you want to clean the oven, you just take out the silver bowl and put a new one.
No, don't say that. You're gonna mix me up with you're gonna say that. Because then in the Sefer from Arav, what's it called?
Farkash.
Farkash, he says he brings a lot of poskim today that say silver foil is not good. Because every balabasta likes to put the silver foil in order for the dripping. So that's not a heck.
It's not a hecker.
Balabasta doesn't always put, and then I think in the oven the balabasta doesn't really want to put usually. Why? Because it's not good for the oven.
My oven is
Emesa balabasta is not going to put
my oven is a convection oven.
convection oven, right?
Convection oven.
And the
And
silver
a
foil
fan,
is
and a fan
good.
in the center.
Right.
And the fan make the whole top bottom is
Right. It makes that the heat should go equally around.
equally on.
And the silver
But
foil,
it's not, it doesn't work 100% because I see whoever was in the first shelf is not the same like the third
Right.
shelf. Something.
it's not what it's all, but still the nakuda is it should be equal. So therefore, when you put a silver foil, you're ruining a little bit. So I think that's good. Whatever. The best thing is put a silver foil. I think. Okay.
Wow. Now we're gonna do the Koset Sacham, or is it still
And
long?
it's too long in a venic, and there's one piece at the end. Blina that we'll do another time. Huh? What? It'll be on the shelf. Why? Just on the shelf. Yeah. It's a hefsek ben eish ve'akaderis on the lower shelf, not on the higher shelf, because then that lower one didn't have a hefsek. Okay, very good. It's a very geschmack that we finished today, Shnum Gimel. It's a big simcha. Lina, the last piece we're going to talk about. It's a very, very important about Bishlach HaBishul, but we'll get to it. And next week, Tuesday, Gemorrah. We can say in Marben B'Simcha.
Next week is Purim.
Yeah, but Wednesday we're baking matzah, but we could afterwards learn. So Lina, the next week we'll start simulation on Dalit. Yeah, for what's nicht?
Extend you what we sent out last year.
Huh?
Extend you what we sent out last year.
I'll make some corrections and then
Yes, it's already a little. It's
Is any chance for a minion or only?
Nah.
So go to what we can.
Okay, it's very exciting. I mean, this winter we managed to cover. We did. It's not bad. So do Reish and Gimel is it's Chticha Ruil is Kabed.
Shabbos.
Okay, very good. Baruch Hashem.
In the summer, we have a minion also, and we also learn on Shabbos, no?
Huh?
Fix the door.
In the summer, we also learn on Shabbos.
Right.
Right.
We have an extra one.
Right.
Oh, you told me yesterday.
Thank everyone that joins us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
Okay, I get
You don't want to
Thanks.
Pinchas, Slache, sei gesund.
I know.
All too.
Good night.
Yeah.